Hello fellow hunters, gonna do some polar bears. I've added polar bear missions. Just let me turn this bloke down. They've added polar bear missions into the game. I see we haven't got a new map. No mention of a new map this year. As always, we come second best to Call of the Wild. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to have polar bear, I'm going to check what I've got in my inventory. Yeah, 7mm ballpark, that'll do. I don't really know. I'm going to carry, I've got my tent with me, so should I need any equipment in anything else, I've got it. Got first aid. Yeah, I've got 2 lots of first aid, so I'm going to lock and load my weapons. I'm going to take my Weatherby with me. I've just got a new mouse, a new keyboard, sorry. So everything's in a different place. So bear with me. So when I go out and do missions, what I normally do is, I'm just going to alt-tab out of the game. I'm going to show you what I do. We're doing the polar bear mission, which is right at the bottom, and these are the new polar bear missions, and I've got to locate 3 polar bear tracks in from the same animal. So I've got to basically track a polar bear, and as I've completed that mission, this mission will pop up. So I'm going to do about 3. And then I'll probably do a short recording. So I'm going to take me, for close encounters, I'm going to take me muzzle loader 50 cap. And as you saw, I'm going to take my Weatherby. And also I'm going to got a call from a cyclodeer. I'm also going to take my Parker Python. Yeah, I got a cyclodeer. So I'm going to bring up the map. So I call this is the witch's finger, because if you have a look, it looks like a finger. Witch's finger. So I call that the witch's finger. Other people might call it something different, but to me, it looks like a witch's finger. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to walk all the way along here, walk around here, probably go up and down towards the shoreline. And then I'll probably go across here to the ice flows, and then probably go to the end, maybe, depending on what missions unlock and what we have to do and what we have to do with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dot on where I'm going to go, and I know what happens when I put a dot where I'm going to go. Animals normally are there. So anyway, this is my first YouTube since Christmas. I hope everybody's had a nice Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody. I've not been too good myself, so had a very quiet Christmas. I have been playing on and off. I've been playing Fishing Planet. I'm going to upload some content of Fishing Planet. I'm going to do varied. I'm not just a Hunter Classic. I play varied amount of games, of which I've not uploaded to YouTube. But this year, as I said, up and towards Christmas, I am going to do new content. And I will possibly do something as well along the classic lines, of which, as far as what I can see, no one's touched on. So I'm going to keep that under my cap at the moment. I'm going to see whether I can do it or not. So I'm going to head over here and identify 3 tracks from a polar bear, and it's got to be the same polar bear. So basically you've got to track a polar bear. And that is a dog sheep, and that is a male dog sheep. And I'm going to leave them alone because I've not got an ethical weapon. What I am going to do is Epic Cloud Got me the scout, so I haven't even shot the scout. I've shot it at the firing range and tested it, but I'm gonna go out on a few hunts because you've got different ammo for different animals. So when I go out now, I've taken a actual feather out of Ravenous Fox's hunts. I carry now a tent with me, so I carry a tent. I take limited ammo with me, and then when I run out of ammo or I'm low on ammo, sorry, I get some more ammo out of my tent. I do watch a lot of other people's streams and what have you, and it's good to get a fresh look on what they're doing, and it's not necessarily copying them, it's, you know, what you've not thought of, not thinking outside of the box. So anyway, yeah, I got bunny rabbits and I got another male doll sheep. So there's a gaggle of doll sheep here, and look, there you go. As I said, when I put a dot on the map, that's what normally happens. I normally get animals appearing, well, it looks like they're appearing, it's probably not, but it looks like they're appearing on my dots that I put down. I only put those dots down as a guidelines for where I'm going to go. So I'm going to go down to the shoreline, so I might spot those doll sheep if they come close or whatever, you pick up their tracks. But I'm going to leave them alone because, as I say, I've not got an ethical weapon to take them. I could take them with the bow, but they're so awkward to hunt with the bow. And that's a cycladeer, age 34 to 59. So divide that by 2. Real time, they were here roughly 17 minutes ago. So that dotted line means that they're in the vicinity, or could be in the vicinity, depending on what your tracking of the cycladeer are. So anyway, yeah, so they are a bit temperamental when it comes to hunting with a bow. I know people can, but not for me, because I've only got one eye. Not that it stops me, believe me. I do work around it. Normally we go out with Epic Cloud, and she helps me. Epic Cloud, if nobody knows, is my wife. And we normally go out on hunts. We've not gone out on a hunt. I think she's going to concentrate on missions this year. And she's got a mission to do, and it's single player, so. And then I've got a cycladeer, and that's a male, and he's over there. Yeah, so she's going to concentrate on missions, and sometimes my mouse isn't playing up at the moment, and if she struggles, I normally help her out. I give her a guiding hand. Now the wiki, for anybody, the wiki that Hooch Cares did is a valid tool. I will put a link in the description. Please use it because he has spent his own time doing that wiki, and it is a very good wiki. I sometimes revert to it when I get a bit stuck, because I have been playing the game for well over 5 years now, but when they start putting map coordinates down, you start second guessing, you start saying, where is that? And then once I've used the wiki and found out where it is, I go, oh, it's there. So yeah, use the wiki because it is a very good tool. There are maps for different missions that actually gives you a guidelines of where you've got to go. It gives you a list. If you've not seen my YouTube, I did a YouTube on it last year. How I normally set out doing missions. And as I say, it shows you a map of where you've got to go. Oh, that one is close. That is a female, and she is here. Now, I'm not scent suppressed. I haven't got the spray to locate where the wind is blowing. But sometimes these animals, they don't seem to care. So anyway, I'm going to leave her alone. She might tear off and might see me and run away. Yeah, so as I say, there is a map showing you where you can go, your route, and it gives you a list. Rather than reverting back to your mission list and saying, what do I need to do now? You do get a pop-up, but I have that to one side on a different monitor, and I normally revert to that because it tells me what I've got to do, what weapon I've got to use to take said animal. Seems a bit laggy today. I'm in single player at the moment, but it seems, I don't know whether it's my mouse or whether this is a bit laggy. It seems to be very, very laggy for some reason. No, I haven't got any updates. I haven't got any pop-ups that are coming up saying that there's an update on my firewall. So I don't understand why it's so laggy. As I say, I have the wiki on one monitor. You do get a pop-up in the top left-hand corner telling you you've completed that place of interest where you've actually got to go. Yes, when I turn this way, it seems to be like that. Now, is that my mouse? Yeah, I think it's my mouse. Okay. I thought it was laggy. As I say, you do get a pop-up, but I always revert. I have it on another monitor and I refer to it. I don't necessarily follow it to the T. If you've got to do animals or harvest animals in that hunt, what I do is I normally find out... Oh, that's a dog sheep again. That's a new one. So we got 3 males around here. There's 3 males. I've had 3 different calls from 3 different males. So yeah, as I say, I don't... I normally target the animals that I've got to do. And then after getting those animals, I then go to the interest points. If it says go to Tower 2, Tower 4, and then go here and go there, I normally do that virtually after, and then I take my time. And I normally set the hunts around about, if it's on Red Feather Falls, I normally start the hunts around about 7 o'clock. I don't really start it early like I have done now. I mean, I set this map at 5, purely because when it's sunny, the snow seems to glare at me. I've got my sunglasses, but it still glares at me. Right, I've got a footprint here of a male. Is it a male? No, it's a female. To me that looks like a female. Now I don't have to go that way. If you have a look, I can go away from this, away from the cone. Can you see those 2 lines? My mouse pointer is pointing away from the cone. I can go this way. And if you don't want to run the gauntlet of tracking the animal, but actually, yeah, we will track this, because the next mission might be harvest the said polar bear. So we will track this animal like we would normally do. So here's its next track up here. So I'm going back to where those Dole sheep are now. So here's this polar bear has done a loop. Now that's still roaming, so it's going this way. So all I need is one more track and I will get a pop-up in the left-hand corner saying mission completed. Now that polar bear. Oh, and we've now got an Arctic fox. I'm not going to pick it up. So this should be completion of this. There you go, 3 tracks. And this polar bear is close. I should get... Come on then, where's this pop-up? Hang on a minute. It says here, locate 3 polar bear tracks. So does that 3 polar bear tracks? From separate polar bears? From the same polar bear? Well, I've done that. Ah, there you go. Mission completed. Right, so what I normally do is, because this polar bear is comparatively close, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go prone and I'm going to alt tab out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh. Refresh my launcher, and I'm going to go back into the missions. Now part the way down, midway at the middle, this is the next mission. So if you click on that, it says now harvest an unspooked polar bear. So I've got to harvest an unspooked polar bear. Ugh, can't get my tongue around. Unspooked polar bear. So this, I believe, is a female. So I've activated that. So I've already got the 100 GMs. So this, I've got to harvest and unspook. So this polar bear has got to play ball, and I've got to basically harvest this polar bear to complete that next mission. Now, looking at those tracks, I believe that track, I haven't hunted polar bear, so my tracking skills are not high. So, but the looks of the track, that track looks like it's a female to me. And I think this polar bear spooked. It seems to be going very wonky donkey, this polar bear. Yeah, this polar bear is close. So where's my binoculars? There we go. And I believe I want my black ones. So I'm going to hotkey that. If you want to know, don't know, if you've not watched me YouTubes, hotkeying is selecting the actual binoculars, and then if you push your tab key, yeah, rather than looking down and pushing the selected key in slot that you've got it in, you can then hotkey. So that's what I do. So this polar bear is close. It seems to be very funny. It seems, there goes the doll sheep. Now that doll sheep might spook that polar bear. So, and I've got a shed in front of me. Looks like a moose shed. So that doll sheep has gone up over there, over that ridge, in those little thickets over there, in where that pine trees are, where that boulder is. So that has gone there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crouch again. I'm going to pick up this shed. And it's a 61. As I say, the polar bears normally go to the ice floes, but they do go across ground. And I thought I could hear it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm hearing things. Maybe I'm hearing ghost polar bears. So yeah, and this polar bear seemed to be walking around in a circle. What's that? Oh, it's a patch of gravel on the ground. I thought, what was that? So, let's go down here now. As I say, this polar bear is going very strange to me. Now, I wonder if you've got to harvest. Now, is that polar bear? Yes, Arctic fox. No, that's a glitch. Yeah, this polar bear is very close, because this circle is getting tighter and tighter. Now, what I was going to say is, I'm not sure. It says harvest an unspooked polar bear. Now, if this polar bear charges me, which they normally do because they don't like Marvin, if this polar bear charges me and I shoot it, will it complete the mission? That's the thing. That's the thing. Now, as I say, I don't go out of my way of hunting polar bear. Only if there's a Christmas event and it says you've got to do that to get the allocated present points or whatever. I don't go out and hunt polar bear. I know this is a simulation game and it's not real life, but I don't necessarily like hunting polar bear. I wish you could get over to that island over there. Be a nice little island there. Be a nice species on that island. Especially the polar bear. I'm going to get up and walk a bit. I've not set my timer for this recording, so I don't want to bore you all to tears. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably do this mission and call it quits from there. But I don't know, this polar bear's gone around in a circle and my mouse is not playing ball as well, so that doesn't help. So I've lost whether this polar bear has fled, because I can't see any more tracks. I mean, just because I've collected tracks of that polar bear, okay, Arctic fox, just because I've collected those tracks of that polar bear, it doesn't mean I've got to harvest that polar bear. Because the mission stated that I've got to harvest an unspooked polar bear. So if I come across another polar bear, I will possibly take that polar bear. But this polar bear's gone. The circle is getting larger. And I can't see any more tracks. That's a bit of ice flow in the water, isn't it? That's not a polar bear. No, it's a bit of ice flow. So, where are you? I'd like you to give me a call, Mrs. Polar Bear or Mr. Polar Bear. As I say, I haven't got my tracking on my polar bear up, so I don't know whether this is male or female, but looking at those prints on the floor, to me, they were quite small. But looks can be deceiving. I don't know where this polar bear now has gone from a hard line circle to a dotted line. So this polar bear is out of the area of where I am. So it could have gone across that way, or it could have gone down to the water's edge. I mean, they don't necessarily go to water, stick by the water, they do cross land. But I'm quite confused why I don't find any more tracks. Oh well, never mind. We'll continue on our way. Because as I say, I'm going to go to the Witch's Finger or round the Witch's Finger, and then I'm going to cut across, go to the ice flows, and then probably call it it. I mean, I didn't set out to do a long recording, and as I say, this is my first recording of 2019, so I'm quite confused. It don't take a lot, as my wife would say. Right, I'm going to stick, I'm not going to go across land, I'm going to stick to my plan. And I'm going to go this way. Because I know that that tracking cone is going that way to those where I'm looking. But I'm going to ignore that, and I'm going to go back to my route that I was going to go to, and I'm going to stick to the shoreline. And get my binoculars up and have a look down here. I'd just like to get a call from that polar bear. At least then I could get a location point of where it is. What's that? It's a rock. Very peculiar actually, because by now I should have got a call, but there being that polar bear might have detected me because I'm not scent suppressed, and it could have taken off. So yes, Arctic fox male. Right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to scent suppress. But they're very rarely scent suppress in White Rime Ridge. But I'm going to scent suppress. Don't know when it's gone. No, not that. Binoculars, thank you. Very peculiar. There's a lot of people that say that scent suppress works, and there's a lot of people said that that using scent suppress gives you a better advantage. Not using scent suppress gives you a better advantage of animal spooking. But what's that? That is that polar. No, that's that fox that I collected, isn't it? So let's get these 3 tracks of these fox. It's not too bad a fox, this one. Oh, and here we go. Great. Lost connection to the game. No, you're probably doing updates. Ah. Oh well, and we're back again. Yeah, that's that fox. That fox probably detected me and took off like a rocket. As I say, I wasn't scent suppressed, but I am now. So let's have a look. Roaming. It's not a bad sized fox actually. And my fox tracking skills are not really high, so it looks like it's a good one. But it might not be. Yeah, so those tracks of that polar bear were quite strange because first of all it was going one way and then it was going another, and then I completely lost the tracks. So anyway, we'll go down by the shoreline and go around by the witch's finger. I do have success coming up here when I'm doing Christmas events and stuff like that. And even if they're not over this side, they should be over this side, down by the ice floes. So what I might do is I might switch over now and go this way, and then come back this way after going this way, come back this way, because I think that that polar bear had gone, probably smelt me and went that way. So we'll go this way. And if it has smelt me and has fled, by now it should have gone back to roaming status. And as I say, that's a female call. That frightened the Sam Beaver jeebus out of me. That really sounded close. So anyways, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hotkey my Weatherby, pushing the number 1 key, and then if I push the tab key again, rather than taking my eyes off the screen, I can push the tab key rather than the number 1 key. So yeah, as I say, I think that tracks was this female. She smelt me because I wasn't scent suppressed, and now she's gone back roaming, and possibly she may be coming back this way. Yes, I didn't tune in to yesterday's stream with the Hunter Classic. I found out about these polar bear missions this morning. So I thought, well, let's do a little bit of a recording. So, yep. And as I say, she's gone back down to the shoreline. Because now, if you have a look, the ping on my hunter mate is she's gone back to the shoreline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my binoculars out. Now if she's over that ridge, I might not be able to see her. Ah, I can see her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to range her, because she's, yeah, she is 104. And she's going to go over that ridge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold here, I'm going to move her with her. Now she's stopped. So I'm going to take my Weatherby out and I'm going to see whether I can get her. And she's down. That could have possibly be heart, lung, or maybe double lung shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload my Weatherby. And then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to show you the next mission, and I'm going to call it there because I need to go and take some painkillers, and I'll possibly do a couple of these and put them up. Go and find out what this next mission is after harvesting her. She looks a bit grey. Is it me, or does she look a bit grey? Or is she because she's in the shadow? No, not that one, Marvin. That one. Oh, it's the trick of the light. The trick of the light. So when I collect this, it'll probably be mission completed of that mission 2. Because we've already got the tracks of the polar bear. This is shoot an unspooked polar bear. So I'm not going to take a trophy shot of her. Yeah, there you go. Right lung, shoulder blade, left lung. That's because I was shooting down an angle. So I'm not going to take a trophy shot of her. And there you go. Mission completed. No, I don't want to taxidermy. And then I'm going to show you the next mission. And then I'm going to call it there. So I'm going to refresh my launcher. And that's why we had a bug out. They've done an update, and there you go. That's why we had a pause, because they've done this. There you go. I knew they would do that, actually. And that's why we had the connection to the server. I was losing connection. No, I wasn't losing connection. You were doing an update. Right. I've got to ID a polar bear droppings, and then I've got to ID another polar bear droppings, possibly from a separate polar bear. And that's mission 3. So I'm going to call it there, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care now, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.